students, welcome to Sri Sai Adhan Online Tuitions. My name is P. Rajesh Ramarao. I am BSc B.Ed. Today we are going to introduce new topic for new class, that is class 9 CBSE. And what is the topic? For that, hold some time, my dear students. Now, students, I suppose you are in your house at present, and when you look in around yourself, you see there are so many things. You see a chair, you use a mobile phone. Mobile phone is another thing. The headphones, the earphones, what we use, a TV set, the LCD or the smart TV. You are smart, your TV is smart, and your items or the gadgets which you are using are smarter than you, and you are very smarter to operate them. Right? So, when you use the mobile phone, when you keep in the pocket, what happens? The mobile phone occupies the space and shape. Right? Or when I use a pen, I keep my pen in my pocket. And while going to school, you use your books. Where do you keep your books? In the bag. When you keep your books in the bag, the books occupies the space in the bag. Or I am hungry, I want to have something. Mama, please give me some food. Okay, come on to the dining table, we will have our food over there, right? I sat on the chair, I occupied some space on the chair, right? My mother gave me a plate, I took the plate and she was serving me. When I placed the plate on the dining table, some part of the dining table space has been occupied by the plate which I was ready to eat in it. Hope you are getting the point, students. The pillow which you are using, when you place the pillow on the bed, the pillow occupies the space. What I did, I am breathing and breathe out. The air, stars, clouds, a drop of water. All these things, my dear students, they have shape and size. Alright? So what do we call them as? Our scientist said that all these materials are made up of matter. What? Scientists said that all these materials are made up of matter. And my dear students, where matter is present? Tell me. Where matter is present? Matter is present in our surroundings. What? Matter is present in our surroundings. I am using laptop. Laptop occupies the space. Right? Notebooks, books, your shirts, each and everything has a definite shape and a size. And moreover, you can feel it by the help of your sense organs. You can feel it by one of your sense organs too. So what do we call them as? We call them as matter, and where it is present? In our surroundings. So what is the topic, my dear students? Our topic is matter in our surroundings. And the topic is matter in our surroundings. Clear? Now students, what is matter? As I have given you so many examples, a piece of pen and eraser. When you place the eraser on the table, on your writing table, the eraser occupies the space. So everything which is present in and around us has a definite shape and size. So scientists said that all these are made up of the materials. These materials are known as matter. And one more thing in matter, related to matter is, my dear students, that matter neither be created nor be destroyed. Matter neither be created nor destroyed, but it can change from one form to the another form. But it can be changed from one form to the another form. How? Everything we are going to discuss in this chapter. Just hold on, please. So let me define first what is matter. Matter is anything that has mass and volume. Students, Matter is anything that has mass and volume. Anything that has mass occupies space and can be felt by our one or more sense organs is called matter. Anything that has mass occupies space and can be felt by one or more sense organs, we call it as matter. What are the examples? The air which we breathe, the food what we eat, stones, clouds, plants and animals. And in fact, a drop of water, everything is matter. Clear, students? Understood the topic? So now in detail we are going to deal with it. Here in modern days, scientists have evolved that. What did they evolve? They evolved two types of classification of matter based on their physical and chemical properties. How do I appear? When I touch this phone, when I see this pen, how the shape is, the physical properties. The physical properties and chemical properties is when the chemical reactions takes place. How do they take part? Do they take part fastly or slowly? Everything. The chemical properties and what they are made up of it. Clear? What is the structure? What is the molecular formula? Blah blah. Everything will come. That later we will study. Regarding the classification of what do you mean by actually a physical property and a chemical property, I want to tell you about that. That's it. Nothing more else. So in the modern days, scientists have said that they have evolved two types of classification of matter. How? Based on their physical and chemical properties. Based on their physical and chemical properties. Dear students, in this chapter, we are going to study only about physical properties of matter. I do repeat, we are going to study about only the physical properties of matter. Clear? What they are, we will go now. Now, as I told you about the classification of matter has been evolved by the physical and chemical properties. But in this chapter, my dear students, we are going to deal about the physical properties of matter. Right? So, the classification of matter here. Earlier, not only the scientists which are there were abroad, in other countries, our Indian scientists, philosophers, they also have contributed a lot, my dear students. They also contributed a lot. So what they have said that the Indian philosophers, they classified the matter. They classified the matter into 5 basic elements. They classified the matter into 5 basic elements. 5 पंचा. हिंदी में 5 बोलते हैं ना. 1 2 3 4 5. हिंदी में हम 5 कहते हैं. तो वो 5 एलिमेंट्स को क्या कहा गया है? पंचतंत्र, पंच तत्व. What it is said? It is said पंच तत्व. So ये पंच तत्व क्या है? What are these पंच तत्वस? The air what we breathe, the water what we drink, earth, sky and fire. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Air, water, earth, sky and fire are the Panch Tattva. These are the 5 basic elements. Who gave this idea to us? Our Indian philosophers. Later, it was described that matter is classified into groups. How do we classify? In your class, we make groups. Blue house, red house, green house, yellow house, like that. Why so? So that we can have the clear picture. How many students are there in a particular group and what are the characteristics? How that group is performing. Classification is being done to know clearly about each and everything which is present in that particular group. Not 1 or 2 students make a school. There are thousands of students. So to know about each and every students, it's a big task for the teacher. So the school makes into groups. Section A, Section B, Section C. Again in section A, boys and girls separate. Again in girls, roll number 1 to 20. In that, blue house, red house, green house. So how the blue house girls or the boys are performing? Individually, we can know about them, and how to develop them also. The particular task can be made and we can work on it. Am I clear, students? So here also the classification is being done on their physical properties and chemical nature. Nowadays, the matter is classified into groups. How? By the physical properties and chemical nature. What are physical properties? Water, here we said. Water occupies the shape in which it is poured, right? Water does not have a proper shape, but if it is poured in a glass, it occupies the shape of a glass. If the same water is poured in a water bottle, it occupies the shape of a water bottle. Clear? The book is having a definite shape and size. It is a solid. The air what we breathe in and breathe out is gas. So we have the physical states classified as solids, liquids and gases. What about the chemical nature? How a particular book is made up of? How this pen is made up of? How are the things made up of? That is elements, mixtures and compounds. Elements, compounds and mixtures. This is based on the chemical nature. This is the way how we do the classification, students. So here we discuss about the physical nature of matter. 2-3 points are important here regarding the physical nature of matter. What are they? The physical nature of matter. Point number 1. Every matter which is present is made up of certain things. Every matter which is made up of certain particles which differ in shape, size and nature from other type of matter. I do repeat, students, every matter is made up of certain particles which differ in shape, size and nature from other type of matter. What does this statement tells you? Here I said this is a pen, right? Why do I use or why do we use a pen? To write. And what is this? This is also a pen. It is a marker pen to write it on the board. Now dear students, are they made up of the same material? Tell me, or leave it. The mobile phones which you use and my pen, are they made up of same material? Different matter, different things are present and they are made up of different matter. That's what I want to conclude in point number 1. Am I clear? Now point number 2, the particles of matter are very small or tiny. So this is matter and matter is made up of particles. Then how are the particles? The particles are very tiny, students. It's beyond our imagination. We can't see with our naked eye. How much tiny it is means it is beyond our imagination. So these are the physical nature of matter. Clear? Now we will discuss about the characteristics particles of matter. Earlier we have studied that matter is made up of particles, right? So what are the characteristics of these particles? So we have classified some points. The point number 1 is particles of matter have space between them. Particles of matter have space between them. So the matter is made up of particles. In between two particles we can find some space. For example sake, my dear students, I have taken a glass of water. I wanted to have some lemon juice to drink, which I am feeling very thirsty. So what I have done it? I have taken a lemon, I have squeezed it, salt, and I added some water and I have stirred it. After stirring some n number of times, what happened? Can I find the salt which I have mixed inside the lemon juice, or the lemon juice which I have squeezed it? No, everything disappears. Only I see a glass of water. But when I taste it, I can feel the taste of salt and lemon. But can I see where is my salt and the lemon juice inside when I have squeezed the lemon? No. So where did it go, my dear students? The water particles have some space. The salt occupied that space. Understood, students? So the point number 1 is particles of matter have space between them. Clear? Now point number 2 is particles of matter are in a state of continuous movement. They are moving continuously. Who are moving? Not I. The particles. Where the particles are present? The particles are present inside the matter. Alright? The particles are in continuous motion, or in continuous, they are moving. So we can say they are in continuous motion. How? If I want to move, or if I want to take up this class, I require some energy, students. Yes, I require some energy. Without energy, I cannot sleep. Right? So here, the energy due to which the particles move from one place to another is known as kinetic energy. These particles possess kinetic energy. Am I clear? Now point number 3, the particles of matter have a tendency to diffuse, to intermix on their own with each other. The particles of matter have a tendency to diffuse, to intermix on their own with each other. Now here, what is happening? Two different particles are mixing with each other. Example, the salt and the water. Clear? Or mama is cooking food. Oh, I can smell it in the air. Or I applied a deodorant. I need to go to a party. A new jacket, new blaze, everything, and I apply a deodorant or the perfume. When I enters into the party room, my friends ask me, oh wow, which deo, dude? So how? In the air, the particles of my deodorant get mixed, or will I tell my deodorant particles go and mix and go to my dear friend so that he can smell it? No, nothing like that, students. Automatically, the deodorant particles get mixes in the air and the fragrance is spread all around. So this intermixing of the particles on their own is known as diffusion. The intermixing of particles of two different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. Done? Last point, particles of matter attract each other. What is happening? The particles of matter, they attract each other. So the force due to which these particles are attracting. Because one particle is not required to make matter. We need so many n number of particles. These particles, they attract each other. How? Due to the force present between them. What is that force called as? That force is called as intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular force of attraction. As this is a pen, it is having a definite shape and size and it occupies space. So we define it as a solid. So with one particle, is this made up of? No. So many n number of particles. All these particles are combined closely to each other. All these particles are combined closely to each other. How? Because they have a force of attraction present between them. That force of attraction which is present between them is known as intermolecular force of attraction. So this is a way we know about the characteristics of what? The particles of the matter. Understood, students? Hope you are able to understand, students. Any doubts, please use the comment section and clear your doubts so that we can answer your queries and you can clear all your doubts. Please do subscribe our channel, share, like. Keep watching our channel, my dear students. Thank you very much. Meet you in part B soon.